Good morning. We're going to get started. Hello. My name is State Representative Kate Harper, and I'm here at the Montgomery Township building in order to announce a grant from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania to the Korean American War and Peace Memorial Park. The committee members who are in the room have been working on this project for many, many years, and this is a significant step towards getting it built. What we've been doing is trying to create a space where people could remember their loved ones who served in Korea in order to protect the people of the Republic of Korea, but also so that we could use the space for a stage for multicultural events such as Korean American dances and other events that we've been doing at other places in Montgomery Township. We're very grateful, all of us, that Montgomery Township made this space available in the Memorial Park off of Keenass Road, and we are hoping to get it built. I also want to give a shout out to my friend, architect Joe Laval, who designed the memorial voluntarily and helped us out immensely. In 1950, my father-in-law, Paul J. Kelly Jr., served with the American Air Force in Korea. Just last year, Senior Airman Tony Nolte, son of my office manager Kathy Rush, also served in Korea. America and the Republic of Korea have been allies and friends for more than 68 years. And we are also blessed in this region, in Montgomery County, but also Bucks County, not too far away, just a few miles that away, to have a very large Korean American immigrant population that is enriching our lives and our cultures daily. So our hope is that this place that we will be able to construct will provide a place not only that people can remember their loved ones, their American servicemen who put everything on the line for the people of the Republic of Korea, but also so that we can join with our neighbors, the Korean Americans, and celebrate our shared heritage and our different cultures coming together. So the grant from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania is a significant step forward to getting this built because it's enough money to put shovels in the ground. And that's why we are all here. We will be hearing remarks from my colleagues in the legislature who made this grant possible, and they are Representative Todd Stevens, Representative Tom Mert, and Senator Stuart Greenleaf. I'm going to turn the mic over now to Representative Todd Stevens. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Kate, and thank you for your terrific leadership on this initiative. Today is just one step in a long journey, but this journey began many years ago, and it's interesting when ideas like this are put on the table, you sit and say, wow, is this possible? Are we really going to be able to do this? And Kate has been tenacious in continuing to push forward and ensure that we are moving in the right direction. So I'm proud to co-chair, be an honorary co-chair of the committee with her to help get this done. And her staff, Kathy, has been terrific in helping shepherd this project and seeking out grant opportunities and other funding opportunities. So thank you, Kathy, as well for your help. It's an honor to be here and really to celebrate the first step in a tremendous project. As Kate mentioned, this is going to not only be a place where folks can remember and honor those who served and sacrificed to preserve the freedoms that are still enjoyed in South Korea, but also a place where people can come and share in the culture of South Korea and share in the heritage of South Korea. And that's very important. As the state representative right here for Montgomery Township, I can tell you that the Korean community is thriving, and we are thrilled to have them be a part of this community here in Montgomery Township. And this will just be another reminder of how important those relationships are between the United States of America and South Korea, and even locally, that we can all join together and share in one another's cultures and customs and traditions. So, my role in this was to, I remember when I was given the task, hey Todd, can you see if Montgomery Township will give us some land for this? I said, well, sure, I'll go, and I have to tell you, the Board of Supervisors was incredibly gracious and very, very enthusiastic about supporting a project like this within Montgomery Township. So special thanks to Montgomery Township and the Board of Supervisors here for being so accommodating and working with us and agreeing to host this wonderful project and this terrific memorial for us. It's now my privilege and honor to introduce my colleague in the House, Representative Tom Mert.
Good morning, everyone. It's great to be here with my colleagues as we recognize this, the reception of this grant. And while we celebrate the accomplishments of our World War II veterans, and they've been given the name or the moniker, the greatest generation, we should not forget those who fought in the war that followed in Korea. The Korean War is often referred to as the forgotten war, but it's certainly not forgotten to the men and the women that served in that conflict. And it was, in a way, I believe, defined who we are as Americans. Those that served are often not as remembered as the veterans of other wars, but we are going to change that with events like this today. Many of the men from the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, and the Marines, and the Coast Guard joined together to fight against communism. They did so valiantly to protect our homeland, the American ideals, and certainly to provide freedom to our friends and our allies in South Korea. We heard about Representative Harper's father-in-law, who's a veteran of the Korean War, and Kathy Rush's son recently returned from Korea. My brother Dennis also served in Korea for 2.5 years in the 70s. The Korean War was the first armed conflict of the Cold War and was more than a standoff between superpowers. It was a fork in the road of human destiny. And American servicemen were called to help answer the question whether we would let the Koreans live under the cruel thumb of communism or would freedom reign and the bounties of liberty be shared among the world's people. Each of our Korean veterans served with honor and courage and valor, and they stood up when Americans needed to take a stand. They traveled halfway around the globe to fight for the ideals of freedom and liberty and democracy. And our country, because of them, continues to be a beacon for democracy around the world. And I certainly want to take this opportunity to thank everyone that's making this memorial possible. Representative Stevens mentioned the graciousness and the cooperation that we received here in Montgomery Township, and we're certainly very grateful for that. And this is a very effective way to make sure that we never forget the sacrifices made during that conflict. Thank you, and have a great day. Our next speaker will be my colleague and friend from the Senate, Senator Stuart Greenleaf.
Well, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here this morning and to participate in this wonderful ceremony. We're getting some of our tax dollars back. $250,000 is not bad, and it's going to be used for a purpose that would be a tremendous purpose. We want to thank also the Montgomery Township supervisors and the township itself in regard to providing this land for this use. Because it's not only because Montgomery County is made up of ethnic groups, as America is, and they have reflects that. And I think that the reflection, the relationship between the Korean community is also a very, very strong, robust. This is America, and this is what makes us strong. And when we shut our doors to people, then we become weaker. We have a wave of new people coming to the United States, and they add to us, or add to our diversity, add to us their abilities, add to us the talents and the skills and the intellect that they all have. And this is just an example of that. It's not just limited to the Korean community. It's an outreach to showing us that we're reaching out to all groups from all over the world are welcome here in the United States because they add to our diversity. And now, Korea. We all know about the Korean War and all of that, and I'm not going to go over all of that. But my involvement came with this by happenstance. I am an athlete. I played basketball, Penn, and other things. I always wanted to. Kids when they look at these books and all, and they read about taekwondo and all that. So when I happened to be driving down out of my law firm down Broad Street in Lansdale, I happened to see the sign that says Yang's Taekwondo School. I said, that's exactly what I want. I always wanted to be like Bruce Lee, and this is my chance. So I went in there, I knocked on the door, and who met me there was Master Lee, who was running the operation, and it still is, and now he's over in North Wales. But I used to play basketball during lunchtime, and now I stopped doing that, and I went over, and he trained me, and he's my coach in regard to taekwondo, and it was an experience, but it led to other things. It led to a visit to the South Korea twice. We went there. That's not a place I was going to go to ever. I was probably going to go to Germany or something like that, and because it's closer, and it's and we end up going to North Korea, and let it open many things. Looking at the situation with Korea. Even though they're divided, they're really one people, and they still look at themselves as one people. But they've been a tremendous addition to our country and to our communities. They're talented, they're hardworking, all the things that America holds dear and upholds them. And we're better that they're here. I never made to be Bruce Lee. That was it wasn't Mr. Yang's fault. It was my fault. But I did have a great experience, and we all should have that experience with the various people that come to America, and to lend their talents there, and they've done that, and I've been better for it. Our community here has been better for it, and America has been better for it than it is here. And so it's very important what Montgomery Township is doing here today, that they are opening their land for this use. What makes America strong. So thank you so much for being here today. And thank you. All of our membership here in the legislature work together to get this money, and then of course the township, and so it's the first step, and it's a good step. And I thank you for all of your involvement and your efforts in this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I should have introduced Master Bong Pil Yang. Wave your hand, Mr. Yang. Certainly not his fault that Senator Greenleaf is not a black belt, okay? I would also like to introduce briefly Mr. Franklin Lee. Are you a black belt? Yes. He is a black belt. He's just not Bruce Lee. Wait a minute. Okay, sorry. Okay, so the senator is saying he earned a black belt. This is a little insult because I got an honorary black belt, okay? Do I look like a person who could get a real black belt? No. But the senator has a black belt, and it is not Master Yang's fault that he is not Bruce Lee. We agree on that? He agrees on that. Okay, good. Master Yang, who is a member of the committee and actually one of the founding members of the committee to get this memorial park going, has ceded his time here to Mr. Franklin Lee, another member of the committee who would like to say a few words. Mr. Lee?
I'm very exciting today, so I don't know what kind of word I have to get this. And message to the whole community or for the staff together. 3-4 years all together to hard work together. So first of all, I had a warm, deeply appreciation one of these projects everyone of who concerning. First of all, when I starting for these 3-4 years ago, Mr. Yang and me very afraid to and the first project we started these. As of today, what I thinking, strong and representative of and Greenleaf senators or Kate Harper representative, Tom Mertz, Stephen Dutton, all these state senators or representatives strongly supporting help together. Today we have a press conference as of today. Once again, we have this Peace Park through after completing. We went through the politically or economically, all and society together, Korean and cultures exchanging the landmark, same as like in the United States as of today. Korean communities very deeply concerning and this and project keep and we have a relation to each others, but in futures more strongly together we build a more strong America. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. As Senator Greenleaf and Mr. Lee both pointed out, we're all stronger together, and that's what this War and Peace Park is supposed to convey to the public. It's going to be a place where we can remember those who served, as well as sharing our multiculturalism right here in Montgomery Township, Montgomery County. So the members will stay here for a few minutes to answer questions if you have any questions. But other than that, thank you for coming and sharing this very happy occasion with us, celebrating a grant from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania to build this Peace Park. Thank you.